What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. As we all know, Lugia is back in Pokemon Go. Not only is Shiny Lugia back, but it has a brand new move of Aeroblast put onto it. And I know a lot of people have this question is, should I invest a lot of my resources into this Aeroblast Lugia to go ahead and power it up or to max this thing out? You might be surprised by the answer. I do have some info that I want to go over with you guys, some stats, to try to see if we should power this thing up or if we should just leave it alone and put those resources into another Pokemon. So we are gonna go over that in today's video. So let's jump right into the info. So I'll start off by saying this: Aeroblast is a really beastly move. It is a 1-bar special or a 1-bar move, meaning it does take longer for you to tap and get this move off. But when you do land this move, it does a heavy amount of damage compared to like a 2-bar move or a 3-bar move, where it does take, it gets the moves off a lot quicker, but it doesn't do as much damage as a 1-bar move. So Aeroblast is a really, really good move. And then we move into Lugia. So how is Aeroblast gonna pair up with Lugia? Now let's look at Lugia's base stats. Now Lugia is a really, really tanky Pokemon. It has a defense stat of 310, which is really crazy. That's a really high defense stat. So it is a really bulky Pokemon. But when it comes down to Lugia's attack, the attack is not the greatest at all. It only has a 193 attack. So to kind of put that into perspective, the top tier attackers in the game usually have an attack stat of 250 or higher. So sitting at 193 is kind of underwhelming for the Lugia. So Aeroblast is a really good move, but when you pair it with Lugia, it's not going to be the best combination or the best use to go ahead and pair it with this Lugia, since the stat on the attack is really low. And I wanted to just show you this real quick. This might surprise you a little bit, just to kind of put this into perspective. There is a few flying type Pokemon that do come up on top of Lugia as far as the stats go, as far as attack stats go. The first one is Staraptor, which has an attack of 234 compared to Lugia's 193. Then we also have Honchkrow, which has an attack stat even higher than the Staraptor. That one comes in at 243 attack. And then we have Unpheasant. Yeah, Unpheasant even comes in higher than the Lugia. This one has an attack of 226. So you can kind of see where the Lugia stands as far as its attack goes. And when you're looking at flying type attackers in general in the game, if you think about when we really use these flying type attackers, the only time we're really utilizing these is where we're going after raid bosses that are either fighting, grass, or bug type raid bosses. So that's the only time we're really going to use these flying type attackers. But if you're going to be taking down those raid bosses, there is a lot better options than using the Lugia. You can use something like a Shadow Psystrike Mewtwo, you can use a Shadow Moltres, or you can even use something like a Reshiram to go ahead and take down those type of raid bosses. So that's kind of where Lugia sits as far as its attack goes. And the other thing to consider, Lugia only has access to 2 fast type moves right now. None of them are flying, so you can't get the double flying move. You can do Sky Attack as a charge move and then Aeroblast, but we don't have a flying type move for the fast move. The only thing it can learn is Extra Sensory, which is Psychic, and then a Dragon Tail. In the future, what they could do is add Gust, which is a flying type move. Pairing Gust with Aeroblast and Sky Attack would definitely improve Lugia. Again, it's not out right now. It would improve Lugia, but it still wouldn't put it on top of these other Pokemon that we were looking at. So overall, Lugia is still a good option if you want to use it, but without having the Gust on there for the fast move, you can't really justify putting too much Stardust and maxing out this Lugia. What I would definitely say is go ahead, if you have a Shadow Sky Attack Moltres, this is the absolute best, in my opinion, flying attack Pokemon that you can invest in right now. Even if you have a Shadow Sky Attack Moltres with really, really low IVs, let's say it's even a 000, that is going to be way better off investing your resources into that than putting it into this Lugia with the Aeroblast, only because, like we said, where the attack lands for the Lugia. And if for some reason you still don't have yourself a Shadow Sky Attack Moltres, another better option below the Shadow Moltres but still above the Lugia would be any of the flying type Megas. So definitely Mega Pidgeot is still a better option in my opinion than this Lugia with the Aeroblast. I do want to show you real quick some DPS which is damage per second. I'm not going to get too technical with this stuff. All you really need to know is DPS. Damage per second is basically how much damage a specific Pokemon could put out during a battle. And then we're going to look at TDO, which is just the total damage output over the life of the Pokemon that this Pokemon is going to give. So I'll show you a few comparisons here with the Lugia, with the Aeroblast Lugia with just a Sky Attack. And then I'll show you the Mega Pidgeot and the Moltres, so you kind of get a perspective of where the Lugia with Aeroblast stands compared to these other Pokemon here. So as you can see here, Lugia with Extra Sensory and Aeroblast has a DPS of 14.277. Again, you don't really need to know too much about the DPS and TDO. We're just gonna look at the numbers and you can kind of compare it from there. So the Lugia with Extra Sensory and Aeroblast has a DPS of 14.277 and it has a TDO of 805. If you combine the DPS and the TDO together, that gives it a total of 2,342 for the Lugia with the Aeroblast, which, as you can see here, it is a huge improvement over the Sky Attack Lugia. If we look here, Extra Sensory with Sky Attack on the Lugia is still below the Aeroblast at 13.159 for the DPS, 741 for the TDO. And if you combine the TDO and or the DPS and the TDO, that gives it a total of 1,690. So it is a big jump from the Aeroblast down to the Sky Attack. So the Aeroblast is definitely a huge improvement to the Sky Attack Lugia. So that is no doubt a huge improvement on the Lugia. But if we compare this thing to the Mega Pidgeot and the Moltres, so if we look at the Mega Pidgeot with the Wing Attack and the Brave Bird, which are both flying type attacks, the DPS is 18.331 compared to the 14 on the Aeroblast Lugia. Then we have a 558 TDO on the Mega Pidgeot. The DPS times the TDO is going to be 3438. So this blows that Lugia with Aeroblast out of the water at the 2342 for the Lugia. But check this out right here. This is why I'm saying the Shadow Moltres is a complete beast if you do have one of these, even with weak IVs. Check the Shadow Moltres out here. So we have the Shadow Moltres with Fire Spin and the Sky Attack. The DPS on this thing is 21.042, which is almost double of the Aeroblast Lugia. The TDO is 529, so it's not as tanky as a Lugia, but it definitely makes up for it in the DPS, the damage it's going to put out. And then if you combine the DPS and the TDO on the Shadow Moltres, check this out, 4933 compared to the 2342 on the Aeroblast Lugia. So that's why I'm saying the Shadow Moltres is definitely way, in my opinion, worth putting all your resources into, and you'll be utilizing this Shadow Moltres a lot more than you would on the Lugia. So that's kind of where the Lugia sits compared to these other flying type attackers. But where the Lugia is kind of going to shine, I think where Lugia is going to fit in is into the PvP scene in the Master League. You could fall into the Great League if you do re-roll these things and get a Lugia under 1500. There is some certain spots where he might fit into the Great League or the Ultra League. But in my opinion, where this thing is really going to shine is in the Master League. PvP Poke ranks the Aeroblast Lugia in the number 7 spot in Master League. The preferred moveset, if you are going to use it in Master League, is Dragon Tail with Aeroblast and Sky Attack. So definitely, if you want to utilize the Lugia, I would definitely use it with those 3 movesets in the Master League since it is ranked number 7. But in my opinion, even though Aeroblast is a really beastly move, and a huge upgrade to the Sky Attack on the Lugia, I probably wouldn't spend too much of my resources, Stardust and Candy, to go ahead and power this Lugia up. I would much prefer to use it even on the Mega Pidgeot or definitely on the Shadow Sky Attack Moltres, which you saw there is an absolute beast. So that pretty much sums it up for this Lugia. I am still going to be ready for this thing because I do want to get myself 1 or 2 good Aeroblast Lugia since it is a brand new move. And again, like I said, there is some spots where you might be able to fit this Lugia into. So definitely let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know if you're still going to go ahead and power up this Lugia. Let me know if you're going to put your resources into it. Let me know if you're going to use it for Master League. I myself, I don't do Master League or Ultra League. I stick strictly to the Great League. That's just what I like personally. But let me know how you are going to decide to use your Lugia with Aeroblast. If there's anything I missed, feel free to drop it in the comments and let me know what you guys think about this Lugia. So that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to drop this, give you guys this info so you guys are kind of aware of everything. I know there's a lot of hype around this Aeroblast right now in the game since it is a brand new move. Let me know what you guys think. Like always, go ahead and drop a like if you guys like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Turn the notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. And I will catch you guys on the next one.